far, we have a lot of new players this year, so I would like to go through, and each and every one of you, we'll start over here. Sit down. Actually, we'll start here with Riley. I'd like you to stand up, tell everyone in the room your name. I want you to introduce us to your parents, and I want you to tell me one thing that you like besides soccer. You can just stand up in by your seat. It's not school. Did you preach your name?
My name is Riley. My mom is Amy, and my dad is Julian. And I like doing art.
Maybe they shouldn't have sat together. Right? I like warm hugs. I thought she was going to say cupcakes and rainbows. Great, please. How much time we got?
Breather.
We'll come back to breathe, Kaylee.
My mom is Amy and my dad is Julian. And the other thing I like to do is swim.
Okay. What was the first thing?
What?
Well, you said the other thing.
What? I always said first thing.
Oh, the other thing, not yet.
I'm Bailey. That's my mom, Bridget, and my dad, Sean. And I like to make comics.
You like, sorry?
Comics?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, like drawing and everything. That's awesome.
I'm Sammy. My dad's Coach Matt, and my mom's Susan, and I enjoy drawing. I'm Abigail. That's my mom, Sandra, and my dad, Kevin, and I like art.
There's a lot of artists in here. Cool. Go ahead. Yeah.
My name is Andy. My mom is over there. Her name is Tessa. And I like doing softball.
She's a killer goalie. I'm Leonie. My parents are Yvonne and Leroy Garcia, and the other thing I like to do besides soccer is cheer.
Months from now, when I call you on the phone and I say, "Is Yvonne there?" I want you to understand. Yeah, all right.
My name is Emery. My mom's Coach Taryn, and my dad's not here.
And that's the
The other thing I like to do is drawing.
Okay.
My name is Kaylin, and my mom is Marcia, and my dad is Rick. And what I like doing besides soccer is coloring. My name is Leah, and my mom is her.
Can we call you? Thanks for clarifying that.
I'm her.
There's 3 links back there. That might stink.
And the other thing is swim. My name is Nora. My mom is Tracy. My dad is Jim. And the other thing I like doing besides playing soccer is reading.
Yeah.
And talk about your hands. Can you talk about your hands?
You say my name. Well, anyway, right?
You don't know her name without
My name is Alex. This is my dad. I like to play besides soccer and art and animation.
All right. Hey, Ali, do you want to come sit with the rest of the team? Hey, do me a favor. Emery, Leonie, and Andy, can you scoot over one chair?
All right.
And Ali, how about you come hobble up right smack in the middle? You can bring your food too. Perfect. Awesome. You guys, parents, wrote that down, right? All right. We're going to do a couple of exercises, okay? I need you to listen up. Listen up. How do we listen?
Eyes and ears.
Eyes and ears, right. With our mouths?
No.
Okay. So, first thing I need you to do, we're going to divide up and write your dad smack in the middle. So players over here, parents and siblings. I need you to first arrange yourselves without talking, no talking at all. I want you to form a line, arranging yourself in order of height. So tallest to shortest. Parents over here, tallest to shortest. Ready, set, go. No talking, no talking. I said no talking. The opposite of what you're doing. The right? I think so, but...
I got it. She is very fragile. Don't act like that. I can't eat that.
We lost our shortest too! Okay. Hey, players, good job. You smoked your parents. Good job. Good job. Okay. One more. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit tougher. Same thing, no talking. I want you to arrange yourselves by order of your birth month. Don't worry, parents, not the year, just the month. Okay? Ready, go. No talking. No talking.
What's it? Stop running away. I'll just give you to your mother.
Good job. All right. Let's try it. Let's go down the line. I want you to say your month, your birth month.
February.
March. September. October. December.
Nice, done. Okay.
January.
February.
February.
May.
May.
June.
June.
July. August.
September.
I'm not December. I'm June. I wasn't paying attention.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, it's a good thing I coach at them and not you all. Before we go on any further, I'm very, very fortunate to have 3 assistant coaches with me this season, so I wanted a chance for the 3 of you to introduce yourselves.
Sure. So I'm Kimberly Pino. I am her mother. so I do the Olympic development program, and then stopped short of college with a blowout. So I'm excited to be back introduced into the sport again now.
I'm Karen Gonzalez. I'm Emery's mom. Same thing, I played competitively all through high school, for fun in college, also blew out my knee. Also my first year coaching, so I'm excited to be here.
And I'm Tracy Wilkie, I'm Nora's mom. And I coached at the recreational level. I played some high school, it would be considered recreational, on the C team. But we had a lot of fun and I developed great friendships, and that's really what stuck with me, and I really enjoy the sport and love watching these girls play.
Fantastic, thank you. Just a little bit about my philosophy as a coach. Really, there's three things that I want to focus on this year and beyond. First is fun. At the end of the day, we're playing the game of soccer, and we shouldn't forget that. So I'm going to make every effort to make sure that we're going out there and enjoying ourselves. That's not to say that we're not competitive. That's not to say that we're not going to try our best. Winning is fun, and we're not going to deny that fact. But I want to be able to look back 5, 10, 15 years from now and say, that was fun, and appreciate the love of the game. The other thing is teamwork. I think team sports in general, and soccer specifically, is tremendous at building teamwork, which is a life skill. For me, one of the things that makes me most proud of a coach is when I take a group of individuals and we create a team that is more than the sum of its parts. So that's something that we'll be focusing on a lot. Our United team isn't just these players. It's the coaches, it's the parents, it's the administrators. A lot of people go into making this season a success. And development, that's the last thing. I don't care where you are in the development ladder. My hope is that we're going to continue pushing ourselves forward. And so that's going to be another focus for us this season. That goes for the coaches, that goes for the players, and it goes for us as parents as well. What are we doing to become better tomorrow than we were yesterday? Couple of things, and players, and actually everybody, these are written on your paper in front of you. These are some of the things that I expect from us, kind of our promises to each other for the course of this season and beyond. These are the ground rules for what I expect to meet those team philosophies. We're not going to do purity pledges, we're not going to sign our name on these or anything goofy like that, but I would appreciate you reading through. And if you have questions about what this means, let me know, bring it up, let's talk about it. Goes for coaches too. I have expectations for myself, and these are things that I expect you to hold me to and to hold the other coaches to. These are things that we're going to commit to you all to make sure that we have a successful season. One thing I want to point out for all of us is that last one, making sure that we demonstrate good sportsmanship. We're going to treat each other with respect. We're going to treat officials, players, on our team and the other team, and one another with respect throughout the course of the season. Any questions about the philosophy or our commitments to one another? Players? Parents? Yeah. So, volunteers. We're very, very fortunate, like I said, to have coaches. Yes, Leanna.
Can I put on paper?
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Oh, you got it. It was your son that helped us out. Is he going to be able to help us out again this year?
Yeah, he can sign the shirt.
Do you want us to have another volunteer for the team?
He's fine, he can do it.
We get to avoid that awkward silence. Awesome.
If you need a backup, Coach
sorry?
Matt, if you need a backup, I volunteer my husband. He's
Cool.
ready. Go for it.
Wow.
Threw him right under the bus. Absolutely.
So like in a group setting,
Yeah. Same rules as before. We need 4 assignments. So basically the way refereeing works at this age group and in club soccer is, if you're interested in volunteering, we'll put you through the training. Believe it or not, it's actually easier than the core training, a little bit more interesting and time efficient. But you don't go and coach that teams. They put you in the pool of referees, and every team is responsible for refereeing 4 games per season. And we get points for it, and we get fined and get in a lot of trouble if we don't. And so, and what's your son's name? Yane last year provided points for like 5 different teams, and we're very, very blessed to have them. But the more that we can put into the pool, the better. So we'll take advantage of it. Cool. Amy, where's Amy? There we are. So Amy has agreed to step in as our team manager this year. Thank you very much. So with that, I'm also looking for either a second team manager and or a fundraising coordinator to work with Amy and with me, just to help keep things organized. Anyone interested? Anyone at all? All right. I was trying not to look right at you.
You did keep walking that way, though.
Yeah, I was going to slowly kind of take awesome. Thank you very much, all of you. Registration. We've got to get through registration. So now we've got a chance to meet everybody. The next step is to get onto the website and take care of registration. We cannot register for our tournament until I know that we're going to have enough players to go. I don't know if we have enough players if you don't register. The other thing is you can't order uniforms until you've registered, because I don't submit the information to our club administrator until I know you're registered. That has to be done. The uniform ordering has to be completed by July 1st, the very, very latest, if you want any hope of having that uniform in time for our first tournament. So please get that done.
Do you have to pre-order uniforms?
No, great question, and we'll talk about uniforms in just a minute, but no, not yet. There are 2 registrations. It is confusing, but if you go to the unitednm.org website, there's a big button on the side that says register now, and it has step-by-step instructions to do the NMYSA and to do the club. NMYSA is the most important one. That's the one that needs to be done actually by last Thursday. And the club needs to be done in the next week or 2. Right now, if you are in red, you have not registered as of this morning. Abby or Abigail? Where's Abby? And there you are. Do you go by Abby or Abigail?
Abby.
Okay, cool. So you're also have not registered yet. So 3 out of 13, not too bad, but I really, really appreciate it if you guys could do that in the next couple of days, and especially Abby, Howard, Kevin. Yeah, because we won't be able to get that uniform order until that is taken care of. Okay. So uniforms. To answer your question, uniforms are on a 2-year cycle, and we're midway through the cycle. We do have a small number of used uniforms available, but the sizes are kind of slim. So did you guys?
Nora, did you decide?
25.
Guys.
10.
That's Emery.
Leah.
Leah.
What?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Mom.
16 is Emery.
Okay. Okay. So, the other thing with uniforms, well, what we're going to do is a lottery for the uniforms. So we're going to pull out Emily, Nora, Leah. Okay. I need your You gonna turn her over? Okay. Kaylin, you get to pick a number, and it cannot be any of these numbers up here. So you can come on up and take a look if you'd like. Decisions, yep. Talk to your parents, especially about the used ones available if you want to go that route.
I don't know if we have the right uniform then. So, because it's not this last year.
Okay.
It was 99 2 years ago.
Is it that? Yeah, it's probably the bright blue and red.
I think it is this color. Can I reserve one?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. You want to go ahead and pick one for me?
And I think it was the adult size.
All right. Abby? Abby?
What'd she say?
Oh,
20?
but she's not that size right there, so.
You'll just reorder? Okay, and so I'm sorry, how do you spell her name? C.
C-A-Y-L-A-D.
Yep, that. Okay.
All right.
L-A-N-D.
So any of those numbers,
But she's not gonna take that.
Yeah, go ahead and just put it next to her.
Okay. You can't have any number but.
Kaylin,
So you have like a favorite number? 27?
not that one.
A new uniform just costs $1 million.
You just go by Abby?
Okay, Allie.
This one was only for 1 year,
Well, do you know what size uniform you need yet?
No, probably get away with
What number does she want?
So you can do the uniform. Do you have a favorite number?
What's your favorite? It's going to be.
That's okay. It's not taken. You can have it if you want it. You want 7? And is it AL? Your first name? Is it A? Oh, A.
Go to the AYSO website. Is it, what she's registering for is an NYSA program.
Okay, is that good?
But if you go to AYSO.org. All right. That's it.
I picked the worst number.
Cool.
That's my one.
So let's get registered so we can get those uniforms ordered.
I'll take a picture of it.
Cool. Let's see. Let's talk about our expectations a little bit. This ties in a little bit with those tenets that we've made and we've talked about, and also my philosophy. But the first thing I want to talk about is participation. I will do my best to communicate with everyone what I consider to be mandatory and what I consider to be optional. I'm not one of those tricky coaches that's going to say, well, you can come if you want, but really inside I'm like, you better be there. No, if I say it's optional, it's truly optional. But if I say it's mandatory, then I'd really, really, really like you to be there. Practices, mandatory. Games, mandatory. Team building activities, indoor soccer, other stuff, purely, purely optional. If you're not able to make it to a mandatory event, all I ask is that you communicate with me and communicate with the other coaches. Nothing's more frustrating than showing up to a game and having my game plan laid out, and then 2 players aren't showing up and I didn't know anything about it. So as long as we're talking with each other, that's all we need. We'll go into communication a little bit more. Just notify us what's going on. The other thing is equipment. As a team, we've got a whole bunch of equipment. Some of it I own, some of it the club owns that we're borrowing. And I show up at practices 30, 45 minutes early to get things set up, ready to go, prep for a really, really good practice. afterwards, I'm generally talking to parents, I'm talking to players, working on a bunch of different things, and so I ask that you guys pitch in and help at the end of practice, getting all the equipment torn down, thrown in the back of my truck. Same thing that the last 3 coaches with this team is expected, and you guys have been awesome at that, and I appreciate it. Let's just keep doing that. But that's something for the new parents. The goals are tricky until the first time you do it. Support. I need your guys' support. They need your support. Going out to games, yelling and screaming. Sean? Sorry. Sean receives the first yellow card for a parent in quite a while, so good job. One thing about cheering, though, one thing that I ask, and this is going to sound really, really weird, I ask that we keep it passive. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we're going to be working on things in practice. I'm going to give the girls very specific instructions during a game that might be contrary to what you think are the way to win the game. And so if you say, hey, Sammy, go shoot the ball. Well, maybe I really wanted her to pass the ball. So when I say passive cheering, what I mean was, Sammy, that was a really good pass. If we keep the cheering passive on the sideline, it'll make our jobs as coaches much, much, much easier. For those of you that are new to club soccer, the parents are all on one side and the coaches are all on the other side, and it's really frustrating when the winger on the other side is doing something completely different because the parents are all over there jibber-jabbering. And it's contrary to what we have planned for the game. Communication. You guys are quickly going to discover that I'm going to communicate to the point of probably driving you crazy. Just don't do what my wife does and start screening the emails.
I expect you to just tell me. It does not work that way.
Does not work that way. The primary avenue of communication that I'm going to use is TeamSnap. I know that there's been a lot of emails back and forth and text messages back and forth. From here forward, from this point moving on, I'm going to rely on TeamSnap. That means we need to have access to the web interface, and you should also have the app downloaded to your phone. The app is how we text message back and forth. But I use the web app for sending out emails to everybody. I'll do that about once a week once we get into the season. There's an availability section. Check your availability. Yes?
Can we keep TeamSnap to team business and not complaining? If you want to complain or you want to talk policy or something, please email the coach directly.
Please. Yes. Absolutely.
Seconded.
100%. There's a time and a place to bring those concerns up. I invite you to bring the concerns up when they happen, not if, but when. But not on TeamSnap. Outside of TeamSnap, you can contact me or any of the coaches directly through TeamSnap. It's just a little button that you say, send it to him or her. But I also have all of our cell phones, emails are all out there, and you're welcome to contact me. But yes, please, let's keep the TeamSnap. Let's keep it positive. Yes?
So you glossed over it a little bit. I want to emphasize you want to have the app on your phone to be at the field because it tells you which field to show up to. If there's, if it's a tournament, we've got 2 games, and it's a, hey, everybody, we're just going to meet over at this pavilion and have a picnic lunch if anybody wants to join us. You want to be able to have that communication right then and there, so I suggest putting it on your phone, not just a computer, just.
Well, unless you want to bring your laptop with you to the field.
And, yeah, because TeamSnap gives you the schedule, right? So once the schedules are published, I'll put them on there, right? So you'll know what time to be there, what uniforms to wear, all of those things.
Exactly. With that, communication is going to be how we succeed or fail as the adults in the room. Not how the kids do, how we succeed. It's going to be dependent on how well we communicate with each other. So all I can do is emphasize that this is an open channel. Please bring me your concerns, questions, whatever, and let's talk about it. Something that's kind of I've never had to think about this before, but I figured I'd touch on this, is the Duke City and my personal texting and social media policy. I will not be communicating with them directly under any circumstances. Some of them have cell phones, some of them have whatever. If I have an incoming email, I'll respond to you guys with whatever that question's about. I don't do social media, so I don't think that's a concern. But likewise, we're not friending each other on Facebook or Instacart or whatever.
When the groceries go to your house.
This is a screenshot of the availability screen on TeamSnap. This is on the web interface. So up on the top, there's all these tabs. You hit on availability, and then you right-click or you select if you're going to go to this game. You can either yes, no, or maybe. Okay, super, super simple. I do not need to know if you're going to every single practice. That gets tedious when you've got to go out for 47 practices over the course of the fall. What I do want to know is if you can make it to games, if you can make it to tournaments, if you can make it to extracurricular activities. Just go in there real quick, give it a quick green or red. That's very helpful for us for planning purposes. We should have this 2023 Fall High Desert Fall Stampede tournament on our site. If not, Amy will have it up by the end of the night. Yes. Good practice, right?
Yes.
So that's August 19th and 20th. I would like to know as soon as possible if you are not going to be available to go to that tournament. 19th and 20th? So please get on TeamSnap as soon as you can and let us know about that tournament, because if I need to find guest players, I need to start that pretty soon. Questions about the communication, expectations, any of this?
I think Bernalillo.
It's in Bernalillo. Yep.
So is this, what we're looking at right here, available on the app as well?
I've never
Or just-
seen that.
The app looks a little different.
It looks a little different, but the only difference between the app and the web interface is the messaging. The messaging on the web is through email, and it's through a text messaging basically on the web, on a phone. But all of the other stuff is there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Real quick, if you haven't done so already, I want you guys to take your piece of paper, and down in the middle of it should be the question, how do you define success? I'd like you to go ahead and write that down if you haven't already. So I'd like to hear from some of the players, girls, how you guys define success. Does anybody want to volunteer their answer? Sammy, go ahead.
Playing well together.
Playing well together, okay? Andy?
Always having a good attitude and working hard.
Working hard, good attitude. Who else? Riley, what does yours say? What does yours say, Riley?
Hard work, working as a team.
Hard work, working as a team.
Those would be to make it through a whole year of playing.
There's that too.
There's that, no injuries, right?
Yeah.
How about, Kaylin, what do you have written down for success? You don't have to. Anyone else? Bailey, go ahead. Hard work, dedication, I love it. Leonie, you raise your hand?
Cooperating.
Cooperating, I love it. You guys are like nailing the teamwork here, I love it. Who else? Nora, what do you have?
Working hard and having fun.
Working hard, having fun.
Having sportsmanship, win or lose.
Win or lose, sportsmanship. Love it. Thank you guys. So, you'll notice how many of them had winning as the measure of success? 0. Thank you. Fantastic. Is winning a measure of success? Yeah, of course it is. If we lead with winning as our metric, then only one team at the end of the season is going to walk away successful.
And it will be a third team.
It might be, who knows, but we're setting ourselves up for disappointment if we lead with that. So instead, we're going to use these other metrics, and I love that you guys picked working hard, teamwork, fun. Those are the things that I look for as the metrics of success. Now, one thing that we do through the course of the season is we're going to pick very, very specific things to be working on during the week. For example, we may be saying that this week's focus is building out in the back. That week's game, my metric of success may be how many times did we get the ball into the middle of the field from the goalkeeper. And that would be the metric of success. If we do it 5 times or more, we won in my brain. Nothing to do with winning or losing. Winning is the byproduct of all of this. Winning is what happens when we do all of the things that you girls said. Work hard, work together, have fun. Those are the things we're going to work on this year. Any questions so far? Okay. Let's take a 1-minute break. If you guys need a bathroom, there's one in the back corner. Refill your food. We'll get started here in just 1 minute.
You know I'm retired.
Next thing we're going to talk about is fundraising. Huge part of what we do is making sure we have enough money available to us that we can do tournaments, we can do team activities, we can do cool things like tie-dye parties and sweatshirts for the girls, for some of the things that we did last year. Right now I have $5,200 budgeted for the entire season. That includes 6 or 7 tournaments depending on our level of energy and interest. That comes out to $400 per player. Starting now and throughout the course of the next however many months, every family is going to be responsible for raising this amount of money. We're going to do a variety of fundraising activities, and I'll work with Tessa and Amy. My hope is to have this communicated and out to every family by the end of the week so we can get started. Few of the activities that we're going to do. The first is an hour-a-thon. This is a club-wide fundraiser that's on July 30th.
Yeah.
And the way it works is every player comes in with a list of family and friends. We get together on a big like Zoom call basically. There's a DJ in the background, and you go through the list, contact the people on your list, and ask them to donate. The club did it last year on a kind of a trial basis, and it was wildly successful. with the 3 or 4 teams that participated. And so they are requiring that for everybody this season. So that'll be the first one that we're going to do. The second one that we did last year was a fundraising poster. The way this works is you go out to businesses, ask them if they can donate, go out to family and friends, ask them if they can donate. If they get to certain levels, we'll have gifts for them, like the poster itself, or team photos, plaques, thank you notes, that sort of thing. That last year, that was pretty much the only fundraiser that we did for the team, and it was very successful. One thing that I want to do is make sure that we have more opportunities to do different things for different families. I know some families, some girls are painfully shy, they don't like walking up to business owners. So these are some of the other things. Team dinners, I'd like to have 1 team dinner a month scheduled for the next 3 or 4 months. That's a quick and easy way to just go out, eat some dinner, and hopefully get some money back from the business. Burrito sales, this is something I did with the younger team last year. I spend Friday night making burritos for everybody, and I sell them when we make $3 a burrito. The other one we're going to try is the FlipGive app. And the way this works is it's an app that you sign up for, and anytime you buy groceries, anytime you get a hotel room for a tournament, things like gas for your car, whatever, up to 2% of that goes back to the team. So that's something else that we'll be distributing. So hopefully there's enough opportunities that as families we can make that contribution to the team without a lot of additional hardship on us individually. At the end of the day, the expectation is that every single family is going to contribute that $400. If you're the type that just doesn't want to do any of this other stuff and you just want to write a check to the team and be done with it, fine. Not going to hurt my feelings. But at the end of that time frame, we're going to expect that contribution to be made by everybody. Our goal is to have 90% of this fundraising done by the beginning of the season, which gives us until September. And the reason is once that season starts, I want to be focusing on soccer and not raising money. That being said, there may be a few opportunities like the FlipGive app and burrito sales that will kind of be ongoing to help out the team.
What do you, the burrito sales, can you talk a little bit more?
Basically, all I do is that week before, I ask you if you want green chili or red chili, bacon or sausage, and then I make 400 burritos, and I...
So we have our family as a restaurant.
So you're going to take over burrito sales for me. I do it for games, and I only do it for games that are in the morning.
Okay.
But if it's something you want to do, like your expertise too.
It's not like it.
I already got a yellow card for the team. We'll sit down.
Any other questions about
For the fundraiser stuff, like the kids, like what if they want to make like cookies or cupcakes or something like that? They could do stuff like that, right? For like the team.
Yeah, absolutely. We're limited by our creativity.
Okay.
Some things that have been suggested are like, do we want to do magazine sales? No. Well, I'll say that I don't. And I'm not going to put my daughter through that. I had to sell popcorn as a kid for 5 years, and but if that's something like if you want to show up with cookies one day and sell them, I love it. And if you have other ideas, or hey, if your restaurant wants to host a team dinner, or your family's restaurant, or whatever, just like let's be creative and let's come up with answers. Cool. Yes, Dan.
We could just like all of us, we could get assigned a flavor of cupcake that we make, and each one of us will make a batch of cupcakes. And then, so we make that batch of cupcakes, and then we sell them the same day.
better yet, we're going to have Callum and me, and we're going to step here and judge them. I love it. Like if we want to do a bake sale, well, we're going to get together and do that.
Skinny. He needs some.
Yeah, right. But no, I love that idea, Leonie. The other thing is, we are now getting old enough where we can do some things like pit cleanups, which are kind of a one-day thing, kind of hard work, but it's an instant $500 for the team. So that's something. So that's it for everything that happens off the field. Everything that happens. Hey, Emily, why don't you come sit down for me, please? Sammy, sit down. Why is it my kids? Okay, sit down. Well, also Callum's kids, but are there questions about anything that we've talked about that doesn't involve being on the field playing soccer yet? Girls, anything? Okay. Let's talk about the important thing, which is the reason that we're all here is to get the girls on the field playing soccer. The season for me is a 365-day affair. It starts on the day we finish tryouts and I start making calls to see who's made the team. And it goes clear around to the next May when we do tryouts all over again. I realize that what we're doing is expensive, and so my goal is to provide as much soccer opportunities for you as players as I possibly can. Starting right away. So summer program, starting actually last Friday and going every Friday through July. They're offering scrimmages at Manzano Mesa, Friday nights at 5:30 to 7. Parents, you're invited too. Siblings, you're invited too. It's fun. It's not any sort of, it's organized from the standpoint that we divide them up into teams, rotate them through, we've got goals, and it's meant to be nothing but fun. And a great way to get your foot on the ball during the summer. The other thing is, and it can't be understated, is making sure girls, are you listening? That over the course of the summer, you're taking opportunities to get a soccer ball at your feet, even if it's not doing something organized like the scrimmages. So if you're around the house during the day, get a foam soccer ball, dribble it around, go outside and kick the ball with a friend or with your mom or dad. Back in the 50s, you'd go out and play baseball with your dad. Well, go out and play soccer with your mom, okay? Kick the ball around. Starting in the end of July will be when we start practices for real. And practices are going to be, I think that's on the next slide. They'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays at Linwood Park, which is Candelaria and Tramway. So those of you that were with the team last year, we started the spring at Linwood Park, same park. We've got 8 games in the fall, 8 games in the spring, and then tournaments. Like I said, we're going to try and do 6 or 7 tournaments. Our first one is going to be in August here in Berlioz. That's the club tournament, so we're definitely going to be at that one. I'd like to do some travel tournaments. The question I always get from every parent is, are we a travel team or not? Girls, did you guys have fun in Durango? Yes! Okay. So, parents, were we successful in Durango?
No.
Yes.
BS. Okay. We were successful in Durango. Trick question. Sorry. Elsa, you just got elevated to head. One demerit. No. Travel tournaments for me are a ton of fun. The one thing I remember from playing soccer as a kid was going around, screwing around at hotels when I should be asleep, getting ready for the game the next day, and then going out there and playing really hard. That being said, tournaments are a time commitment. They're a time commitment for me. They're a time and monetary commitment for you as parents. And so we'll do as many travel tournaments as you guys want. Right now I have a tournament earmarked in October in Farmington. I have a tournament in Tucson in January. I was not going to do Durango this year, only because it's a very expensive tournament to go play the same 3 teams. That's kind of where my mind is at right now, but we've got lots of time to think about that and talk about it as a team. Okay? Questions about tournaments? Girls, questions about tournaments? Cool. We'll try to do an indoor team again over the winter. We didn't get our act together quick enough to do one in the summer, but also I'm exhausted and I'm not going to do it. So that was part of it. Tournaments twice. I must really like tournaments. All right, game and practice prep. Girls, listen up. This is another one for you. You are now at an age where you need to be responsible for your own stuff as soccer players, okay?
Amen, sister.
Okay, so this point of saying, well, I forgot my socks because mom didn't pack them for me, or my water ball's empty, but it's my dad's fault, isn't going to cut it anymore, okay? You're old enough to take care of your own stuff, and you will be held responsible for making sure you have your equipment at games and practices. Girls, do you have any questions about that? Sammy?
What?
Do you have any questions?
And when they go to games, make sure they bring their other colored jerseys.
Right, so that's, make sure when we go to games that you're bringing all your uniforms.
Except practice.
When we, I just said when we go to games. We try to have home team and away team lined out well ahead of time, but there's always this, please be quiet, okay? There's always issues that pop up here and there, so having all the jerseys available means it's a seamless transition to fix the problem. You can't do it if your jersey is at home. Yes?
What if my socks aren't clean?
Your responsibility. Yep. Don't worry, you've got one clean sock anyway. Also, I want to make sure that you guys are bringing a size 4 soccer ball to every practice and the games. And it's not a soccer ball if it's not pumped up with air. Nothing's more frustrating when I have to spend the first 30 minutes of practice pumping up the soccer balls. So please make sure that they're pumped up before you get to practice, or show up a little bit early. I've got a pump with me all the time, and we can get it pumped up right before. But I'm not going to be the one taking care of that, and neither are them. Nutrition, this is something I wanted to touch on really quickly. Girls, you're at a point where you're starting to grow, and nutrition, good or bad, is going to have more of an effect on you as players, and as people really, than it ever did before. This is a ton of information, and there's no possible way I could go into all of it here tonight. But sugar before games is not an energy booster. Having your energy shot or your Red Bull does not count as being prepped for a game. What you put into your body is going to directly affect your performance on the field. So, if I see you on the sidelines chugging a Dr. Pepper, I'm thinking you're probably not ready to play. Got it? Okay. Positions. Everybody here has their idea of what position they play, where they play, their comfort level at different spots on the field. Right now, at this age, we're not really focusing on specialization. So if you say that you're a center left back, I'm going to say, okay, cool, you go play forward. Now, at this age, we will start to see tendencies. So maybe you're more of a defender, or maybe you're more of a forward. And we're going to feel that out. Two things to be, well, one thing is to realize as 99 players, there's still 2 positions we haven't even seen yet. So we're not going to sit and say that you're a dedicated 9 and you're only going to play the 9 for the rest of your career. That'd be dumb. A couple of things though. First thing I touched on the bottom is positions and playing time. If you tell me I am a left-footed player and I can only play the left outside back, and if you put me anywhere else, I'm horrible, I won't play, fine. But I'm not going to guarantee you playing time. Okay? The players that show versatility, one second, Bailey. The players that show versatility are going to be the ones that have those opportunities to jump in and succeed. But that's also going to be an opportunity to make you a better player. Girls, I know you've heard me say it. Who plays offense on the field?
Everybody.
Who plays defense on the field?
Everybody.
I saw you roll your eyes, Bree. Just kidding. Only Bree plays defense. No. Yes, Bailey, go ahead. Versatility means the ability to do many, many different things. So if you can play forward and center mid and outside mid and goalkeeper, you're a very versatile player. Good question. Good question. Goalkeepers also, we've got a couple of players, one that doesn't know it, loves goalkeeper. Right? Right?
And she rocks it.
And she is a fantastic goalkeeper. Who was it? Abby. You also like to play goalkeeper too, huh? You played some keeper at tryouts too? Yep. So we've got a couple of people. We're also going to have opportunities to pull keepers from a couple of the other teams. So don't worry, Andy. I'm not going to show you the whole season. Just 50%. We're not dedicated goalkeepers yet. Also, every goalkeeper is a field player first. So if you can't kick the ball, you can't move around with the ball, we got problems. Practices, I talked about this. The structure of practices, we're going to start with a technical warm-up to kind of set the framework for what we're going to be working on that day, followed by 2 or 3 activities that are going to be hyper-focused on one specific aspect of the game. And we'll try to continue that throughout the week, and that'll be our focus into the games that Saturday. Punctuality, and this goes for practices as well. That's something that's very, very, very important to me. So if I say practice starts at 5:30, that means you need to be there ready to play at 5:30. Sharp. Thank you. It's nothing more frustrating when we're all the way done with our technical warm-up, we're ready to start the next activity, and someone shows up and says, well, what are we working on? I gotta stop and start over. But even more important with games, players are expected to be on time. What does on time mean?
Exactly at the time that you expect us to be at that time.
Okay. What else? Okay. Early. What else?
If you're on time, you're actually late. Yeah, if you're on time, you're late. If you're late,
if I show up to a game dressed like this, am I ready to go?
No.
I'm there right on time. I'm there 5 minutes early. Am I ready to go?
Well, you gotta be ready by the time that you arrive.
Ah.
But if you arrive on time but you're not ready, you're still considered late.
Nailed it. Good job. So, Leonie, what does it mean to be ready?
It means to be ready is that you have to be in your uniform. You have to have your ball out. You have to be hydrated.
With air. With air.
Yeah, with air. You have to. Yeah, you gotta have your cleats and shin guards and socks on.
Okay. Anybody want to add something to that? Andy, did you want to add anything to that? Riley?
Water.
And water. Okay. Tim?
With attitude.
Ah, I love that one. And your attitude is ready to start playing. Okay? Fantastic. And parents, they're not driving yet, so this one falls on you. If they are not there, ready to go by the starting time, that's going to result in a reduction of playing time. Okay? I will not start players that are showing up late. I don't care if we're starting the game shorthanded. Okay? Please be there on time. What I ask is that you arrive at Bernalillo an hour ahead of time, an hour before game time. That gives you guys time to get parked, to get out of the car. A lot of you at this point aren't showing up with your cleats like the K-League players, 5 minutes, an hour ahead of time. So you want to get your boots on at the field. That gives you the time to do that. Listen to your music, do whatever it is you need to do in that 15-minute time frame, because 45 minutes before game time, I expect you to be ready, like you guys just defined, okay? Any questions about that? Parents, any questions about that? You're going to support me when I start the game, 7v9? Okay, cool. Playing time. I'm a firm believer that girls do not learn sitting on the sideline. Okay? I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that we're evening out this time as much as possible, and everybody's getting their time on the field. That's not just a tenet that AYSO United and AYSO as a parent organization believes in. It's one that I believe very strongly in as well. However, this is competitive soccer. I am not going to promise that everybody has equal playing time. Playing time is earned. Do you understand that, girls?
Yes.
Okay. So that means when we show up to practice, we're trying hard, we're working our best, we're ready, we're listening, we're trying. All of these things are going to affect your time on the field as players. What happens if we have a problem with playing time? Leonie?
If you have a problem with playing time, then you should probably start focusing and not messing around.
Who should you talk to about it? Bailey?
You?
Ah, fantastic. Parents, you can talk about it with your parents. But here's the thing. As you guys transition from being little kids into young women, I want you to feel comfortable and confident to stand up for yourselves and advocate for your own playing time and for yourselves as players. And so if I get a phone call at 10 that night from mom and dad, I'm going to listen. But if I have one of you guys come to me at practice and say, hey, I'm disappointed with my playing time, what do I need to do to get more? I'm going to pay much more attention to that conversation. Okay? So I want you guys to stand up for yourselves, and I want you guys to advocate yourselves for yourself. That's part of growing up and becoming young women. Cool? Cool? Now, parents, you might have problems with it too. My only ask is if you want to talk about it, please don't talk to me about it on Saturday. Usually by the time the game is done, I'm white. I've got 3 other teams that I'm coaching. A lot going on. I may be emotionally charged from whatever happened on the field just now. So approaching me to talk to me about playing time right then and there is a recipe for disaster. Table it, send me a message, hey, you got 5 minutes after practice, can we talk? Absolutely. And same for you guys. Hey coach, I just really want to chat about this. I will make time outside of that game day. Cool? We all good on that?
Yeah.
All right. Homework. First thing, is everybody done with their information sheet? Okay? So before you leave today, make sure that you give it to one of the coaches so that we can go through it and grade it. The other thing is, finish your registration. If you haven't already, expect sometime in the next day or two an email from soccer.com with information about ordering your uniform. And then finally, girls, this is for you. I want you to make sure that you're getting touches on the ball from here until the beginning of practice in July. Here's my expectation. You guys know how to juggle, right?
Yes. Yeah. No.
Okay. So what I want you to do is start tomorrow with 1. Okay? 1. And then on Tuesday, juggling, just 1. Just thigh, foot, whatever. Pick it up, catch it. Day 2, I want you to be 1, 2. Catch it. That's it. That's all I want. Day 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you can't get to 3, that's okay. Try again the next day. 1, 2, 3. Until you get to 3 comfortably. Then 4, then 5, then 6. My hope is that come July, that everybody in this room can do 5 juggles at a time, and I would expect that we have a few of you that can do 10 pretty comfortably and pretty regularly. Okay? We don't learn that by watching YouTube videos. We don't learn that by eating Skittles. All those Skittles are good. We learn that by doing, right? It's going to take work and it's going to take practice. Are there questions about that? Okay. Parents, any more questions from you? Yes?
What is the first day of practice? You've had time and days of the week, but not. Do
Pending.
you want it that same week?
Pending. I think probably the week before, the 24th, I think, of July.
25th is the Tuesday.
Okay. So practice is tentatively starting the 25th of July. That gives us,
I'll get with Coach and Adam to the teams.
yeah.
Once he.
And that gives us 3 full weeks of practice before the tournament in August. Okay. Any other questions at all? Cool. Parents, players, thank you very much. I can't tell you how excited I am for this season. We're going to go out there and kick some butt. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Oh, wait, I almost forgot the most important thing. Oh, man. Thank you, Evan. Thank you. I'm glad I made a slide because I would have forgotten. Okay, one more activity and then we're out of here. So this is the paper, rock, scissors contest. The way this works, it's going to be this side versus this side. Okay, so, Emily, I need your help to demonstrate, okay? By the way, she's representing the championship from the 2014 division. The champion couldn't be here, so you're representing it.
I was second place.
So the way it works is you're going to find a partner in the room, pair up. You're going to do paper, rock, scissors.
Paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, so I beat her. Now, she's my fan. Okay? And we're going to go find somebody else to go. Oh, okay. And whoever you beat Bridget. So now I've got 3 fans, and we're going to continue until we have the champion of this side and the champion of this side. Now, if you lose, your game's not over. I need you yelling and screaming for your team, okay? All right, go ahead and pair up.
You're
tell you like they're gonna teach
So you think you need less size of a shirt, size of each size? I think so. I need everything. There are so
I'm pretty sure it's just the whole kit. So I went here to
Yeah.
so you have to get them like the jerseys.
So
I don't have you download it. That's in the chat. Okay. Message on that, or my phone was on there if you need that. Perfect. Okay, you're welcome.
Bye, Alan. Hi, guys.
at least there's a dry
Like they're high.